Monday. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Kirsten Liebelt. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Tell me what you did on the weekend. I would love to know what you do over the weekend. I had a really good weekend, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I basically turned back around my own insulin resistance starting in my upper 40s. And that's a really big deal because I was gestational diabetic with my first baby, I was hypoglycemic with my second baby. I was a hot mess express, Italian, so much obesity and type 2 in my family, like crazy pants. My dad actually died when he was 63 and I was only 30. So the background kind of gives you an idea a little bit just about how, like, I was super entrenched in type 2, super entrenched in metabolic dysfunction all over my family. Like, we walked it out. It was ugly and we just did it, right? But I turned it back around, and I'm the only one in my family, in my immediate family, to have avoided type 2 diabetes. I'm the only one in my immediate family. I took a different route than my dad did. I'll tell you about that story here today a little bit, but there you go. So every Monday through Friday, we go live at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time when we talk about this. And in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, we do a 5-day challenge every single month. Today is the start of our 27th one. No sign up required. You just get in the group. It's at 3 p.m. Central. You'll have to set maybe notifications on your phone because Facebook does a really bad job of notifying people, even when you click on your notifications, all that good stuff. But I take you through insulin resistance, ingredient trade outs, pantry, refrigerator, supplements, recipe, like throughout the week. We chunk it out just a little bit every day to make it super simple for you. The replays will be up for 30 days is all they give us. 30 days, baby. So you only get 30 days to replay the live videos because Meta takes them down and gets rid of them. So they are not into the storage business, apparently. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else that I want to tell you? If you are somebody who, oh my gosh, I love you guys so much. I really do. You have no idea. You know what? I didn't know that this was going to be the path that God set me on, but I just absolutely adore you. I love you. Megda, good morning. You guys are like, you guys give me hope because there are more people than in this world that are willing to take back their own health and become their own advocates. Patty, good morning, sweet lady. You're ready for the challenge today? I'm excited. I'll be there with bells on. There's a handful of you that have you literally, like even this morning, there's a handful of you that became brand new customers and you checked out as a guest. And I want to tell you, you didn't do anything wrong. But when you do that, you don't get like the best shipping options and you don't get the opportunity to take advantage of the customer campaign. And you don't get a handwritten note from me because I can't see your information. So go to the top of the page the next time you order. Okay, because you can't fix it now for that particular one. But go to the top of the page. There's a person icon, like a little head and shoulders. Click on that and hit register, and then choose customer and register for your free account with your name. Okay, then I can see you. So that's just a little PSA as we get started. So today, the topic, what is the topic today? It's all you really care about, right? Okay, so the topic today is Monday metabolic audit. Okay. Not about like what you're doing wrong or nothing like that. We don't do that kind of stuff here. I mean, I shouldn't say that. We do have to correct things sometimes, right? But are you grazing or are you fueling? And these are just some super simple tips, you guys, that will just help you to like maybe reframe the way that you see your week. How does that sound? And if you're on the replay, let me know you're on the replay. And if you have somebody in your life that needs this information, share out the information because everybody has the ability, in my opinion, and I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. No, I don't. But everybody has the opportunity to begin to turn around their own metabolic dysfunction. I'm telling you, it's true. It is true, 100%. Okay. So I wanted to be able to just kind of like give you a thought process as we enter into like, this is challenge week. Like I said, challenges at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you everybody on TikTok for jumping in. I love you guys so much. Hi. Good to see you. And so let's just do something super simple for reframing your week so that you can like have success as you go through your week. All right. So if you cannot go 4 to 5 hours before in between eating meals, listen up, listen up. If you can't go 4 to 5 hours in between eating meals, it is not willpower, it's your insulin. Okay? And the reason why this is a big deal is because it wasn't until I changed some of these things that I really was able to nail the food conversation. Okay? All right. So here we go. It's kickoff week, right? That, like I said, with the challenge, etc. And if we do a quick audit, we'll be able to find out if you're just eating too much and snacking in between meals, etc. Understand that we've been given a lot of CRAP information over the years, like a lot. It's so hard to undo. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's almost like we have to open up your mind, and we have to take out all of the stuff that they told you, like oatmeal is heart healthy and Cheerios are heart healthy. And all they were doing was serving the grain industry and blah, 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 blah. Okay. All that stuff. But also too, how about, if you eat every couple of hours, you should be eating every 2 hours to keep your metabolism going. WTH. What in the world? No, that is really dumb. Okay. Now, if you're a bodybuilder and you've got different rules, fine. That's fine. Whatever. I don't know that world. In the insulin resistant world, if you are on my content, you're insulin resistant. So let's just talk about why that is really, 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 really bad information. Okay. All right. If you can't do the 4 to 5 hours, your insulin is staying high all the time. And repeat after me. When you have high insulin, you cannot what? Fill in the blank. Does anybody know what I would say to that? If you have high insulin, you cannot what? I wish I had a prize. I wish I had a sticker to give you. You cannot burn fat. You cannot burn fat. So your goal is to make sure that you are not raising your sugars, calling on insulin to go get that sugar to put it into your cell. Because when you are resistant, when your cell is resistant, the insulin goes and grabs the fuel, whatever you ate, whether it doesn't matter what you eat, it has to grab the fuel for the energy and take it into your cell. And if you are resistant and that door is closed and that changed the lock, then what happens is the insulin, number one, your pancreas will create more insulin, release more insulin because it thinks it didn't do a good enough job, which means higher inflammation. But then it also is going to store all that energy as fat. Capiche? Fat. Because it is the fat storing hormone. It's just doing its job. That's all it's doing. It's just doing its job. Your body was fearfully and wonderfully made, and it will fight to function. It will fight, fight, fight. Even if you are fighting back, it's going to fight to function until it can't anymore. Watched it with my dad, right? So remember my dad, type 2 diabetic. He was diagnosed right around when I was born. He became insulin dependent pretty quickly. So I grew up with the hypodermic needles in the Ziploc bag in his dresser drawer. I grew up with the insulin vials in the refrigerator next to the tab. Probably not. He probably had it in a little more hidden than that. But we had the tab. Who had tab in their refrigerator growing up? Tab soda, right? Marilyn, hi, Brenda. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Very, very good, Marilyn. That's wonderful. So when you are insulin dependent and you do not, okay, I'm not going to go down that road. Okay, I'll go down this road instead. So basically his diabetes, all he did was he followed the normal matrix trail, right? Med after med after med after med after med, procedure after procedure, whether it was heart procedure, pacemaker, emergency things, and and ICUs and quadruple bypass surgery and kidney dialysis. And he just went down the path. Boom, 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 boom. And he ended up with this lazy Susan full of meds. Just spin it and pick one. I mean, it was really frustrating, right? And I watched this whole thing whatever, layout. He would get up and he would eat his Cheerios in the morning because that's what he was told was a really smart idea. Eat your Cheerios. We're going to spike your sugars to the moon. Let's go because it's grain. And put on your skim milk. No fat to slow that down. Let's spike it even further by giving you skim milk and then put saccharin on it, right? Because, you know, it hadn't been tested on rats yet. Sorry. And so we're going to do that. We're going to get the little pink things and put it all over. And then in an hour, you're not going to be able to control your blood sugars. This was the doctor's advice. I mean, this is what he did, right? And we're still believing this stuff. We're 40 years later and we're still super confused because they haven't changed what they're telling us. And you got to ask why. Okay, so moving on, because I get super passionate about that. So basically, he had this Lazy Susan full of meds. I did the complete opposite. I saw that, and when I didn't do nothing for almost 30 years for my own insulin resistance, I didn't start anything until I was almost 50. I did finally make the decision that I did not want his path. Whatever his path looked like, I was so not interested. 10 out of 10, do not recommend, because he was gone. So I took a path of supplementation. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but I changed the way that I viewed things. And one of the things that I thought was going to be the hardest was the food. One of the things that wasn't the hardest was the food. But I did take about 3 to 4 years to trade things out because I'm Italian and I thought I never would. So when I finally understood this, trying to not eat 4 to 5 hours in between a meal, and I'm not saying that's always perfect, you know, all the time. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, Ruthie. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. When I realized that had to be a piece of the puzzle, then your next question is, okay, well, if that's true and I'm trying to accomplish that, then I need to eat things that make me feel full. I need to eat things that keep me satiated. I need to eat things that, you know, like actually fuel my body. Like, how do I do this? And I had to learn all of this new language, just like a lot of you are. And so don't be so hard on yourself, right? Don't be so hard on yourself. If you are having a really hard time transitioning food, one tip that I will give you is we're going to talk about the protein here in a second. So that's going to be tip number 2. But one of them is I always had, I have a carb blocker in my line, in my supplement line that I used for 3 to 4 years to trade out my foods. I had them in my pockets at all times. Okay? Because it blocks the sugar spike. Sorry, Instagram. That might have been noisy. It blocks the sugar spike of up to 500 calories of sugar when you sit down to eat. Okay, you can always ask me about that. I'm not going to diverge and go down that rabbit trail. You can always ask me about it. But the second thing is then, okay, so you're wanting to eat 4 to 5 hours. You're wanting to have a space of 4 to 5 hours in between a meal. I'm so glad that I'm so helpful. You are welcome. You are welcome. Azabalza one. I mean, I know that's not your name, but I appreciate you saying that. Okay, so oftentimes what's happening is we're doing these common snacks. Okay. So we think in our heads that we're supposed to just snack all day. We're supposed to graze all day. This is what we think because this is the American condition. I mean, you might be in another country, but this is very common here, right? So we're thinking that, you know, we need to have, you know, protein bars or an apple or a banana or stop. Granola bars are filled with grain. Bananas are too high in sugar for the insulin resistant. Not even an apple. Think about berries if you're going to think about fruit, but that wasn't my point. But we think that we constantly have to have a snack on us. Okay. Now, that's a habit, and I know it takes time to break it. So again, don't be hard on yourself. We're going to switch out a few things. So instead, if you are still snacking and you haven't figured that out yet, number 1, think in terms of having like string cheese on you, or maybe some meat sticks of sorts, and just check the ingredients because you might find meat sticks that have corn syrup in them. You could buy a Johnsonville brat and it has corn syrup in it. Like, stop the insanity right now. Why are you putting corn syrup in my meat? Stop it. So you have to pay attention. However, they do exist. I promise you. You have to be an ingredient reader. If I go to Walmart, I can get Tillamook beef jerky, sugar-free, and it's decent ingredients. there's a tip for you. So while you're changing out your habits, just change out your snacking if you can't give that up right now, to string cheese and maybe some beef jerky that is sugar-free, decent ingredients. Okay, moving along. The way to start your day to really have great success. I have not eaten yet today. Now that's not normal. I usually eat before I come on live, but today I wasn't starving. This actually doesn't happen that often. I'm just telling you. I wake up and I'm for sure a few hours into my day before I eat, but it's usually by about 10 a.m. I eat usually. It's just my habit, whatever. And I'm hungry. But today I didn't. But when I do, when I get off of this live, I'm going to go and have front load a lot of protein. Okay. I'm not going to do protein in toast. I'm not going to do protein in pancakes. I'm not going to do protein in oatmeal. I'm not going to do protein and anything else. Because what I teach for food is no grain, no sugar, no legume. If you want to know more about that, I tell way more in detail in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And I'm doing a challenge starting today. It's our 27th one. I do one every month for you. And I'll go through the ingredient trade outs and my pantry and stuff. And when you ask to get into the group, put your email in, you guys, in order to get into the group. It's me. I'm not going to spam you. I promise you. It is my way to be able to help people to know when things are happening, coming, something launches, anything like that. I'm not selling lists. I'm not doing anything weird or dumb. Anyway, point being that I want to show you at some point here. I'll open this as I'm talking. Whoa, we just got really close, Instagram, didn't we? So a minimum of 30 grams of protein when you are going to eat for the first time in the morning, whenever it is. So what would that look like for me? I'll probably get off of here and I'm going to probably have 3 eggs and a chicken sausage from Aldi's. They have a good brand called Never Any, and it's going to be it's going to be a chicken Italian sausage because I like that flavor. And that's probably where I'll start. I also like to, if you know me, I like to make the Maria Emmerich bread, the egg white protein bread. And when I do that, I want to change that. When I do that, then what happens is I can add that as like a little bit of kind of toast. I can slice it thin, fairly thin, and put it in the air fryer and then put butter on it, etc. Okay, blah, blah, blah. My point being that I actually am probably doing like 40 to 50 grams of protein, but I'm going to say to you, do a minimum of 30. Okay. You could also like grab an Oikos 000 yogurt that has 15 grams in it. That's an easy thing if you're trying to like up your protein fast. Maybe you're somebody who's on the road right away in the morning and you're like, listen, honey, I can't make eggs. I'm on the road. I am in traffic. Okay, fine. Then grab yourself an Oikos yogurt, grab your 000, not just any, because remember, the yogurts have a lot of sugar in them. Oikos 000, grab yourself some, I think string cheese has 6 grams each. Well, so does an egg. So you can grab that. Trying to think of what else you could grab on the road. I'm just thinking about this right now. If you had things prepped, it would be so much easier, right? Because you could actually make like little egg bites, like Starbucks would sell you. You can make your own, super easy, like in little muffin tins, and you could be grabbing those on the go. Those are those types of things. But if you can get in that 30 grams before noon, let's pretend you are not intermittent fasting, because I'm not trying to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If intermittent fasting is helpful for you and you enjoy it, don't mess that up for me, because that autophagy is really good for your cells. Giving your body that level of a break from creating insulin, that's not a bad thing. So, but for everybody else who's eating before noon, pile on the protein. You are going to have a feeling of being satiated. You're just going to, all of a sudden, you're going to realize you are not hankering for a snack, other than maybe you're having a stress moment and normally you grab for something. But if you actually ask yourself, If you're hungry, you probably aren't because you've eaten so much protein, and it like rides this smooth wave. Just your blood sugar hums when you do that. I promise you, it's the best way to start your day. Okay, number 2 for a tip. Thank you, Talia. She put down ditch insulin resistance for women. I'm going to put that up on my screen. You're amazing. For everybody else, oh my goodness. It's because there we go. Now I got that fixed for Instagram. This is my site right here. It's my first last name.com. Kirsten, Kirsten, Liebelt, Liebelt.com. Okay, so my name is everywhere on all of my profiles and you can just go look at my name, no space in there, KirstenLiebelt.com. You'll see my before and after picture. You'll see a bunch of stuff. What I'm trying to show you is though, go all the way down to the bottom. One swipe all the way down to the bottom. You'll see that little Facebook icon. Click on that and it's going to take you to the group. Now it's making me sign in. It might make you sign in. I apologize. Hold on. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Just because it's going to ask me for it's sending a code to my email and I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to just show you quickly. Right now it has a yellow banner. Every month the banner changes. It's ditch insulin resistance for women. The banner will change. It's announcing the challenge that's starting today, but that's what I wanted you to see. So thank you, Talia. And Patty says meat stick. Yes, meat stick. It's a good thing to have on hand, I'm telling you. Okay, so number 1 was get in 30 grams of protein before noon, if that is a part of, if you're not intermittent fasting. And 30 is really kind of minimum. And not protein from grains. Track with me. We have been indoctrinated to believe that we're supposed to get our protein from legumes and grains. Now, if you are metabolically normal, have at it. Do whatever you want. Don't overdo it. You don't want to become metabolically dysfunctional. You want to stay metabolically normal and healthy, but you can process. You and me, we're insulin resistant. No grains, no legumes. I'm telling you, if you will view things this way, it'll be so much easier to switch out your foods, okay? So protein that doesn't spike your sugars. I should have showed you, I do have a free protein blueprint. Let me show you where that is. It's at the top of my page. Remember when I said KirstenLiebelt.com? I know it shouldn't be that hard. And just, you have to just like get grace. There just has to be grace. I have been an Apple girl my entire life. A Mac, iPad, iPhone. And so my son graciously gave me this Android so that I could do this for you. And I'll be darned, I just don't take the time to learn it all that well. Okay, just pay no attention to me. Pay no attention to the lady, the 60-year-old lady. Okay, so right here at the top, do you see this right here? Protein Blueprint, it's free. And it will give you a protein formula for those who really want to like nail their protein and lose fat at the same time, okay? A little bit of a protein formula, and it'll give you a chart of how much protein are in certain foods that don't spike your sugars. Okay, we're moving on. Moving on, number 2, 10 minutes of walking after you eat. Now, you would think that 10 minutes doesn't do a lot. It actually does a lot. If you would only... I know that we are very gym obsessed, and I'm not against the gym at all. In fact, as winter approaches here in Minnesota, I'll get back in the gym again and do the things that I should be doing right now. Because I work on stretching my shoulder. I had shoulder surgery 10 years ago. So I really work on trying to keep my range of motion with my shoulder because I had rotator cuff, right? But also to lift heavy things every single day. Resistance training, because you want to have muscle for stability, for sugar burning, for everything. You really do want muscle. So even if you just had bands in your house and doing any kind of resistance, that would be ideal. Okay. But walking helps a ton, because what happens is a 10-minute walk after meals, just even 10 minutes, lowers the insulin demand instantly. Instantly. Think of it as pressing the reset button after eating. So you can eat, go for a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's just like you're going to go down to your mailbox a few times. Maybe you're at work and you just get up and you go walk one of the floors or whatever it is. 10 minutes after you eat, if you have availability, even if you do only get to do it for one of the meals a day, instantly lowers your demand for insulin. Amazing. Number 3, and let's see, the last one. Now, this is where it's going back to the beginning of what we were talking about, and that is no snacking. Now, if you can actually get to this point of no snacking and just test it with yourself, don't ever put so much pressure on yourself to think that you have to do everything perfectly. This is not the goal. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is giving yourself the greatest gift that you can give yourself, and that is the gift of assessment. If you've ever messaged me and I've given you a voice text back, is that called a voice text? Not a voice text, but like a voicemail back. Quite possibly I have really told you, I'm amazed at how well you're assessing yourself. This is a good thing. You are giving yourself the gift of assessment because nobody else is going to do it for you. I know that every one of you have gone to a doctor's office, most all of you, and you have left not feeling heard. You have left feeling like they just missed the boat on what you were trying to say. Sometimes we just feel that way in our regular relationships. We're like, that's not even who I am. That's not even what I was trying to say. And we want so badly to defend ourselves, or we want so badly to be able to make sure they heard us. But that opportunity isn't there in the medical office, right? So we don't feel heard. So guess what we have to do then? We have to rise up and we have to assess ourselves. Okay. So having said that and laid the foundation for that, when you are assessing, make sure you're doing it without shame. Okay. No shame. This is a really big deal. If you are asking yourself questions like, okay, why did that just trigger me? Why did I feel stressed that I didn't have that in my house, that food or whatever? Or why did I feel like I needed to what was going on? I'm not even telling you to stop the behavior in this moment. I'm just telling you to assess it. So eat all the protein that you can in the morning, front load it, and then just pay attention for the next 4 to 5 hours. Like if you go and you're reaching for whatever it is, even if you don't stop yourself from reaching and you just eat it without shame, just track with me here. At least ask yourself the question, did that protein actually make me feel like I'm not even hungry right now? Okay, that is super interesting. I mean, I'm still stressed because hello, that boss makes me crazy or whatever, you might have stress and you might have an emotional reaction to something and you might feel triggered and you might feel la, 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 whatever. Maybe you have some anxiety going on, etc. But all of this stuff starts over time. I promise you, over time, it begins to start feeling like you are stabilizing. You begin to feel like you are actually gaining ground, and it becomes who you now are. You become that person who is like, oh, I actually am full and I feel good and I feel stable. This feels good. Okay. Now, for anybody who wants to actually, Wisconsin. Hi, Sue. Good to see you. So close to Minnesota. We drive through Wisconsin a lot when we go on business trips. A lot. And in fact, we were talking recently about how gosh, we should go back to the Kalahari. Love the Kalahari. That was fun. Anyway, okay. Good to see you. San Antonio. Oh my gosh, I was just in Dallas, which I know is far away, but point being, it was still in the vicinity of being 8 hours away from you because Texas is so freaking big. But I was just in Texas for almost a whole week. My bestest girlfriend ever since I was 4 years old lives outside of Dallas. And so we got to do a business leadership, and then I got to go visit her. So we as a family talk about Texas, if you know what I mean. We like it as a state. But anyway, okay. So anybody that wants to accelerate the results that I'm even just talking about, okay? And I know so many of you, you're getting information from me, and maybe you've never seen one of my lives before. And somehow I need to be able to close that gap and connect, because listen, I'm not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. And this is not a match for everybody, and I'm okay with that, right? But I at least want you to have the information and the understanding of insulin resistance, what it's doing to your body, the truth that you can 100%, in my opinion, turn it back around, and you can become more metabolically flexible. I started 10 years ago as a 2X in size. But what you don't know, what most women will never be told, certainly not by the medical community, is that if your insulin is high, you can't burn fat. And if your liver is sluggish, you can't burn fat. So here you are hitting your head against a brick wall, and you're like, why can't I count points like I used to, and it used to work? And why can't I be a part of that one program with the pre-processed food, bars and meals? And why isn't that working for me anymore? And why can't I just go and like do high intensity cardio, and it's not working for me anymore? Why can't I fill in the blank? The question is the same. Why is it not working for me anymore? It's because you're not addressing the actual deep-rooted reason why your body will not release fat. So I'm going to tell you what I do. I love this. Magda says she walks her first floor and her second floor to get in 2,500 steps after each meal, and you eat 2 meals a day. Magda, you know what? I'm super proud of you, and I'm so proud of you. That is being very resourceful, and that is being very creative, right? Sometimes we don't want to do boring things, or we don't want to do whatever. But when your health becomes an area of your life where you're like, listen up, Mr. I say this to my little grandsons, Mr. Buster. They're so cute. Mr. Buster. When you're like, listen up. I am not going to go down the route of my parent who was on all of those meds and dead at 63. That was me. I am not going to go down that route where I can't walk to my mailbox, where I have to be on meds, where I have to be taken care of because I have dementia, where I have to be blah, blah, blah. I am not doing that. I'm taking back my health. So proud of you, Magda. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. It empowers everybody else to do something. All right. Acceleration. This is what I've got for you. So I started with the trio. These are 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. Okay. So we're talking insulin. Remember, high insulin, no fat burning. We're talking sugars, sugar cravings, appetite control, liver. Remember, sluggish liver, no fat burning, and metabolism. That's why these 3 work. Do they work in 2 weeks? Well, I don't know. I mean, everybody's different, right? But I do have things where somebody was stuck for 3 years working with her doctor on meds, got her A1C down from a 13 to, I don't want to say it wrong. I'm going to go higher than I think it is. Down a 13 down to a 6 something. Could not budge a pound in 3 years of even bringing it down. Could not, frustrated as all get out. Her morning sugar still high. Started on the trio, and in 2.5 months, her morning sugars, you guys know, if you know that Dawn phenomenon, her morning sugars dropped 30 points and she dropped 14 pounds. Okay. So this is what fully supported me in losing my 3 sizes in my 50s. And yes, I was trading up my food ingredients, and yes, she was too. Okay. So don't think that you can just eat all of the Twinkies and the ho-hos and supplement your way out of it. That's foolishness. Okay. So don't think that. Okay. Everybody that I usually am working with, they're motivated, and they have like a level of understanding that they're trying to get their body, they're trying to work everything together to go as fast as they can. It's like, let's speed this up. Okay. So then last year, my South Jersey, Barbara, nice to meet you. Love this. Oh my gosh. You guys are so much fun. Everything that I'm showing you, She did all of it, and she was 74, and in 5 months she lost 45 pounds and bunches of inches, and she did just a whole bunch of stuff, and she's not going back. She's like, listen, I am running circles around the young people that I work with. She's 75 now, on her feet, and has the energy and the stamina. She added in the magnesium, FYI, that I'm not going to talk about today. Maybe I'll talk about that this week in the challenge in the group. She added in the magnesium, and she doesn't have leg cramps anymore, which is a big deal because she's on her feet. Okay, so that's the trio. The second thing that I talk about all the time, Ivy, see, look at me. Look at me take my own probiotic and then not replace it for you guys. Oh, TikTok almost fell. Hold on. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Track with me. All right. The second thing is the gut reset protocol. Listen, you guys, this was a really big deal for her actually, because she was having a lot of constipation and taking a lot of over-the-counter meds. And constipation would be only one thing that's helpful. I also have somebody who has short gut syndrome and was very concerned about starting what I'm going to talk about, this gut primer. People that have IBS and have gotten off of IBS meds. I'm not your doctor, so I don't work with you on that. You do that on your own. However, these are just the testimonies that come to me. So insulin resistance creates leaky gut, which means high inflammation in your body. It means a weakened lining in your gut. And if you're leaching nutrients, you're swimming upstream all the time. You're trying to take in nutrients. Your body's not absorbing them. You're literally dog paddling up a river when your gut is leaking and when your gut is inflamed, and your gut is from your mouth to the exit. And you know what it feels like when you have inflammation in your body. So I did not know that the testimonies would be so dramatic when we launched this and we started doing this. So this is what it looks like. I travel with mine in a glass jar. And so it's a green powder. I put it in a little bit of water. This was mine this morning. In a little bit of water. You can go back and watch my story if you care. And I froth it up with my frother. I use cold water. It smells, you can kind of smell the turmeric, the ginger. It's very tea-like, but it's very fresh, yada, yada. But it has 6 blends. So it's not just a greens product. That's what you need to understand. We're talking about a way to heal and seal your gut, okay? It's literally a gastrointestinal primer. It's not greens. Greens are in it, not just that. So that's why that is so important. And this has been very dramatic in its results. Add with it the probiotic. This is a powdered probiotic. So it's 5 strains on your tongue every morning. They are alive. Don't take this with coffee. Don't do that, okay? And then the last one is the orange pixie stick. And I sourced this out of the sports nutrition line. And it is for your BMI. It is for your body composition changing from under your bust down to your hips. I'm going to go back and look. I have to do that today then, if I'm going to say I'm going to do it. I have to go back and look and see how many inches I've lost in this last year, because I started this a year ago. It's targeting visceral fat. And if you know about if you understand the connection between insulin resistance and visceral fat, you know that when insulin is a fat storing hormone, that it would only store fat around our ankles or our wrists. That's not where it's storing it. It's storing it around your organs and in your organs. This is why this is such a big deal. So when people send me their visceral fat scans going down, when people give me all their inches, like Magda lost, I don't even know. Magda, if you're still on here, do you know how many inches you've lost on this? I don't even know. I haven't asked you recently, and if you're not, no big deal. But one of her first rounds was 90 days, 3.5 inches under her bust. I think it was 2 inches off of her waist and 1 inch off of her hips. And I recommend to everybody you do this in 90-day rounds. Don't let your body get used to it. It's a thermogenic. So it's 90 days on, 30 days off, 90 days on, 30 days off, and do it in rounds. Anyway, all of this together, when I don't drop it, and I almost do it every day, It's called the total body reset. You can take any component and pluck it by itself. You can do just the orange pixie stick. You can do just the gut reset. You can do just the trio. That's fine. If you want to do the total body reset, that is, of course, where people get the biggest results. But why? Why? And I'm going to wrap up with this, and I'm going to see you at 3:00 today, okay? In the group, Central Standard Time. Because when your insulin is high, you can't burn fat. When your liver is sluggish, you can't burn fat. You have to get the inflammation down in your body. You have to get the inflammation down. So you are literally beginning the process of getting your body to produce results for you. Produce results. North Carolina, Emily, that is so great. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So the products are, I can send you whatever you want, but I'm basically talking about supplements that help. I'm not going to do that. I just keep dropping them. I speak very specifically with targeted supplementation that helps with insulin resistance. So when I source anything for you, it is liver, gut, insulin. Liver, gut, insulin. Okay? Those are the three. But Emily, I will reach out to you. Brenda, very good question. How can she be a part of the 3:00? Again, free. I do them free every single month. I've done it now. This will be our 27th one. So it's been a little over 2 years. No sign up required. You just have to show up. But I'm going to show you how to get there. If I'll tell you and show you at the same time. There is a group. It's a Facebook group, and it's called Ditch. Like you drive your car into a ditch. Insulin resistance for women. The banner this month of August is yellow, so you'll know what it looks like. And if you go to my website, which is my first last name.com, KirstenLiebelt.com, that may or may not be backwards. It probably is, but still, you can look on my social, right wherever you are. My name is everywhere.com, and go all the way to the bottom. And there's a Facebook icon right there. Press the Facebook icon, and that'll take you to the group. Or you can search it for yourself. Put your email in to get into the group, okay? I'm not spamming people. It is my way of being able to notify people when a challenge is coming or when something launches, okay? So it's super simplistic. And it helps me to, because I have now over 6,000 people in the group. It helps me now, and it's just me. I'm not selling lists or anything stupid like that. But so that I don't have bots in there. I don't have spammers in there. I'm so on top of my own feed. Like, I'm not interested in anybody getting into the group and just starting to spam it all the time. And you know what that's like when you're in a group and all of a sudden you see all of these crazy, ads or whatever, and they just get taken over. And that's just not what I've done for over 2 years. So anyway, just telling you. Can I develop a link like workshops do? Tell me what you mean, Brenda. That's super interesting. Emily has food allergies. Yep. I'd love to know which ones you have, actually. That's super interesting. So when I teach food, just so that you guys have, because I may or may not be for you, I'm really good with that. I teach grain, sugar, and legume free. And I do it because through the lens of insulin resistance, you're trying to stop the cycle. And those are the 3 ways that you will bring down your sugar spiking and insulin calling the fastest. But I'm still a foodie. You can only see me, no website or name shown. Oh, you mean when I show you my phone? You might mean that. This is my name right there. If you go to KirstenLiebelt.com. So you have to type it in. Oh, yes, Brenda. That's more like a webinar. Very good point. Very good point. I have done webinars in the past. So when I do a webinar, I've been actually kind of thinking about one recently, but I've been thinking about it for little add-on helper things for you guys. But when I do a webinar, I have everybody, you give me your email information, whatever, and I send you out a Zoom link for that. This is not that. This is no sign up required. This is just show up. So you're right. That is a different way to do that. Jeanette, hi, thank you. She says, this is the best info for folks beginning this process. I love that, Jeanette. Thank you so much. I'm going to put that up, of course. I'm asking because of product ingredients. Oh, absolutely. I will. And you can see all of the ingredients. You bet, Emily, for sure. You're not the only one. I had somebody the other day that there was something that was in one of the supplements, and she's like, I can't do that. I love that you know your allergies. I love that you know your things like that you need to know all of that. Zoom is free. It is, Brenda. It's just a different way of presenting information. That's all. And Zoom is free until you want to have like hundreds of people on a Zoom or whatever. But which is fine. I actually do pay for an upgraded Zoom, so I'm good. But you're right. You're right. So I hope that helps. And Sanders 36049, if you go to my profile on Instagram, you will see my site there for you. It's right on my bio. So you can click the KirstenLiebelt.com there. So, and I don't mean to like not pay attention to TikTok. That's not nice. All right. I think we're good. I'm excited to see you guys at 3:00. Okay. I'm really excited. Jump into the group if you want to. And it's a better way for you to have understanding. I'm 100% convinced that if you have better understanding as to what you're trying to accomplish inside of your body so that your body can actually begin to produce results for you, I'm 100% convinced that you will then stay the course. You will go the distance, and it will only benefit you. And in 5 years from now, you will say, I am so glad. I'm so glad that one Kirsten lady, whoever she was, that she started me on a course to learn how to take back my own health and learn how to fish for myself and stop listening to the bad information that they're giving us in the medical community. I'm not saying everybody, I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but I'm sorry, if we're still in the same place, actually, no, we're not. If we were, that would be great. We are in so much worse off condition 40 years later that sounding the alarm is not being too dramatic. I want you to be able to say, gosh, I'm so glad that I learned how to do this for myself. That's what I want. Okay, no problem, Emily. The replays will be up in the featured section in the group. A lot of people are working at that time. No problem. Anyway, all right. You guys have the best day ever on the face of the planet. I'll see you at 3. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So hit the follow button, subscribe. Make sure that you are in the position to get notifications. If this is information that you want on a regular basis, we go live Monday through Friday every week. We've done this for a year and a half, unless I am traveling. And I won't be traveling now for a good, I think, over a month, or it's a holiday. All right. So all the free content that you can get your little hands on so that you can be empowered, whether or not you ever purchase anything from me. You do not have to purchase to get the free content. It's created this way for you. Go and be prosperous in your own body. I'm not even a Trekkie. That's really funny. Okay. Catherine, how do you know if you're insulin resistant? There are a lot of signs. Most everybody is. I mean, I hate to be so negative. If you went to a doctor, you would ask for a fasting insulin test. Most of them say no because it's a hormone test. But you can know if you have belly fat, if you're crashing after meals, if you have skin tags or dark patches on your neck or in your groin. Usually the belly is the big one because it's an insulin belly most of the time. If you have been told you have pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, PCOS, gout in your feet. Usually if you have high blood pressure, there's probably an underlying reason. Okay, no, there is an underlying reason. You don't wake up tomorrow and have high blood pressure. But they usually don't make all these connections. Fatty liver, all of it. It's all connected. I am convinced that insulin resistance is the tree of the base. It's the trunk of the tree, and everything else comes off of this trunk. Everything. It's amazing how many things are connected to insulin resistance, from ringing in the ears to brain fog to waking up 2 in the morning. Just telling you. So there you go. Vancouver. I was in Vancouver one time and it is beautiful, 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 beautiful. You just joined the group. That's wonderful, Jennifer. That's wonderful. Somebody will let you in. I love that. And just to let you know, Jennifer, everything that I'm talking about, insulin resistance and menopause connection, Emily, yes, total connection. And the reason why is because insulin is a hormone and it basically tips over upside down all the other hormones. I had no idea. And it does exacerbate perimenopause and menopause, something fierce. And thus the weight gain, thus the belly. Like, where did this belly come from? Yeah, for sure. For Canada, because I love my Canadian customers, of everything that I just showed you for supplementation, and I have a specific Canadian link on the trio on my site. Use the link. The trio is available. The gut primer and the orange pixie stick are not available yet. They haven't launched in Canada, but the trio is there for you. And I have a lot of Canadian customers on the trio. So just to let you know, use my Canadian link so that you can see clearly the pricing and all the good stuff. Okay. Catherine. So no starch, bread, or legumes. Correct, Catherine. But come on, listen to me though. Listen, just lean in just a little tiny bit. Think about this for a second. I'm Italian. I thought I would never trade out my foods in a bazillion years, at least a bazillion years. It's why I started supplementing, and I was not a supplementer. Not zero. I took ibuprofen all the time, but I took it. Okay. I took Metabolic in my 30s. I was not a supplementer. That's how badly I didn't want to trade out my foods. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll try some pills. I'll try some supplements. I was not a granola person at all. But I did it because I thought, I will never not be Italian. This is what was in my head. So I want to teach you. This is why I do this in the group. I want to teach you how to trade out your food ingredients and still be a foodie. How to trade out your food ingredients to the foods that you love already. Okay? It's really important. And when I understood that that's what I was doing, I was like, game on. I can do this all day long. And so the biggest part of my story is not that I lost 3 sizes in my 50s after my cycle stopped. You want to know what the biggest part of the story is? And if you've been on my content before, you know, I kept it off. That's the biggest part, because we all have done this. One program, another program, another program, another cabbage soup diet, another grapefruit diet, another counting points here, and shaking and pre-mixed bars and food here and frozen meals here. No, stop. Understand why your body is doing what it's doing. It is a hormonal conversation. It is not a calorie in, calorie out conversation. Insulin is a hormone. Understand and execute. And it literally gives you freedom. It sets you free. And then the shame can drop, because it never had anything to do with whatever they were telling you was your problem. It was never about you being a loser or a lame dieter or just being a sugar addict. Listen, I was a sugar addict. Had nothing to do with that. It had to do with the fact that your body, which is fearfully and wonderfully made, was doing its job. It was releasing more insulin to keep your sugars down. And after a while, it couldn't do it anymore. Maybe you may not be there yet. But in the meantime, thus the sugar cravings, thus the appetite that's out of control, because the energy isn't getting into a cell anymore. Okay. If you want to know more of that, we'll do that. More of that today at 3:00 Central Standard Time in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Moroni. What does that mean? Tell me what that means, Catherine. And then I am going to go because I'm hungry. Usually I eat before I go live, but I didn't. And I will go have my eggs and my chicken sausage and I will be so happy. You're welcome, Catherine. You are so welcome. I just really am very passionate about this. And so don't get me started, people. So I have to do a 5-day challenge every month just so that I can like get it all out for you guys. I have to like go at it hard for you guys in the group and be like, know this, and this can help you. All right. I love you guys so much. Have a really wonderful day. And I will see you at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye, you guys.